Welcome back to another edition of Doing It with Dish. Today I'm in the Porcupine Mountains. Going to do a 3-day, 2-night hike. Have a cabin ready on Lake Superior. Already sprayed up with bug spray because the bugs are just awful. So let's get after it. First break here, talk a little bit about the trail. The trail's well marked. There's some blue reflective paint. There's even some reflectors on the trees. It's a little bit rugged. You got some valleys like the one we're in now with small streams. A lot of tree roots, a lot of old growth. So you need to be careful walking. There's some hazards here, so when you're walking this trail, be careful. Got a fire going. There was a little grate inside this fire pit. Got it propped up with some rocks, got a pan on there filled with water. We're getting some water boiled. I'm going to be here for 2 nights. It's going to be cold. We're going to need some firewood. Starting to gather some up and I'll get it cut up and be ready. Alright, what we got going for dinner, got a couple of Italian sausages going. We got a pot boiling, gonna put some tortellinis in there. Got some sauce to go in there. And that's gonna be dinner. Well, another day has come to an end. The hike in here was really nice. I was gonna stop a couple times and do some videoing, but the mosquitoes were just awful. And now sitting here by shores of Lake Superior, there are no mosquitoes, so it's rather enjoyable. So the firewood's all done, supper was made. It's time to call it a day. I know some of you are thinking, Dish, what, no scotch? Well, of course I got scotch. What we're sampling here is the Loch Lomond 40% ABV. It's a cheaper whiskey. You'll find it at a lot of the bigger box stores. It's still very good. It's a little bit of a bite on the mouth when you drink it, but still very enjoyable after a long day of hiking. Enjoy. Good morning. Day 2 of the Porcupine Mountain trip. Last night was a little cool, but that wood stove in the cabin made all the difference. Super nice in there. Stayed warm all night. So this morning, got breakfast done. There was spam and rice. Got some more firewood made. Boiled some more water. So right now, we're located at the mouth of the Big Carp River where it comes into Lake Superior. Upstream from here, there's some waterfalls. So the pack is all set to go. I'm about to head upstream, look at some falls. So let's get after it. Just talk quick about the pack I'm using on this trip. It's a pack I've had for years. I got it strictly to go to Alaska, and it served me well there. It's a heavy duty pack. It's got a ton of compartments, a lot of room. It is a little heavy. Nice thing about it, if you needed to, this all comes off, and what you're left with is just the frame, so you could strap things on just a frame if you needed to. It's a really well-built pack. It's not for everybody, it's not for every situation. It's the pack I had, so it's the pack I used on this trip. Well, day 2 of my adventures at the Porcupine Mountain State Park have come to an end. I'm going to talk a little bit about the cabin I'm staying at. It's the Superior cabin. It's at the mouth of the Big Carp River. This cabin sleeps 4 people. It has a wood stove in it. It also has the basic pots and pans. There's a table in there. It's very comfortable. There's a bunch of these cabins similar to that across the whole state park. Some you can drive to, some are a short hike, some are a little bit longer hike. This cabin on one trail, which is the closest, is 4 miles. The trail I took was about 6, so it's one of the longer hikes. So we're going to end today with a little bit of scotch again. This is the Talisker. It's made on the Isle of Skye. And it's about a $50 bottle. It is a peated, like most island whiskies in Scotland. So if you like the peat and a little bit of smoke, go get yourself some Talisker. Very enjoyable. Good morning, it's day 3 of the Porcupine Mountain excursion. Just want to touch on a few things here before I take off. Each cabin is provided with an axe and a saw. Unfortunately, this axe has probably chopped more rocks than anything and isn't a whole lot of help. Even though this blade looks fairly new on this saw, it doesn't cut much. So what I would recommend is bringing your own. So what I did is just picked up, this is a Fisker small hand saw. I keep it in my pickup truck most of the time, and it does a good job of cutting. I wouldn't get anything smaller, probably don't need anything a whole lot bigger, but this is good for cutting. Another thing I'd recommend is just a cheap head net. Once you get inland from the lake, the bugs are bad, throw this on, it definitely helps. And the last thing is I got just a little bit more of the Balvenie 14-year-old Caribbean, and we got to lighten the load. So let's jump inside and we'll take a little look at what the inside looks like of the cabin. Inside the cabin, we just got a basic picnic style table. There are bunks. There's 4 of them. This cabin is a 4-person cabin. There is a fire extinguisher, chair, small wood stove, which works great. And then underneath the cabinet, there's a little place for wood. And a good thing is to always leave some wood for the next people. If it's raining when they come in, some dry wood and a nice fire would be great for them. All right, the cabin's all locked up. It's time to get moving, so let's get after it. Well, sitting in Silver City right now, just had lunch, made it out of the woods. I'd planned to stop several times, do some videoing of some streams and some bridges. It wasn't going to happen. The mosquitoes were so bad. Every time you stopped, they were just on you. So a couple places I handed my cell phone to some people and they did a little shot for me. So I made the trek out about 8 miles in just over 2 hours. So the mosquitoes motivated me to move fast. So thanks again for watching this adventure, doing it with Dish, and catch you next time.